when you go for castings or you get the producer or the assistant comparing you against another black guy, and you'd question why is that? And it's about seeing whether you would fit the type of models they want. I mean, that's the only experience I've had. But in terms of racism directly, no. But I have found that they were quite averted racism because they would look for certain features or specific type of look you had to be in those days. I realized when I wanted to become a model when I was 17. Yeah, that's when I realized. Well, from 17, I remember designing my own pants and going to the tailor, getting it made. And I've always had a taste for fashion. I used to, well, fashion and makeup. I used to do my mother's wigs. I used to play with my sister's dolls. So it was in me. Coming to London gave me the chance to go to dance school. From dance school, I ended up at London College of Fashion, studied fashion, became a makeup artist, and became a lecturer in the business, teaching theatrical media makeup and hair of all types, from black to white, European. And yeah, it's always been like that. And it's led me to doing my own little designs myself and making my own garments. So it's simply, I've always had a passion. Well, looking at Naomi Campbell, looking at Tyson Beckford, at that time, they were like the two big icons in the fashion industry. And there was very limited black male models. I mean, Tyson Beckford was one of the main ones that I looked at that inspired me. And I went to model castings and I was always rejected. I wasn't their type. And how their type was comparing you to another black guy who had either stronger African features and a broader nose. They would say my face was too European. Fortunate for me, walking down, and it sounds cliche, Carnaby Street, I was scouted by Simon Foxton, and that's when I got my break. He gave me my break when I did the Levi's campaign, Paul Smith's new collection, Italian Vogue, and a few shots for ID magazines. I mean, everybody likes jeans, and Levi's is a big fashion label, and Levi's was started from a Jewish family back in the days, and if people don't know the history of Levi's, and Levi's jeans, and when you see the campaigns of women, men, you don't see any black models or mixed race models. And when I was casted by Simon Foxton for the Levi's, I didn't think anything of it. I didn't know how big it was going to be. And there was me, a black girl, she was from Paris, a little model, and then a white guy, and another white girl. And we did the shoot for Levi's, and we was called the Young Dudes. And at that time, it was around 1992, 93 year. And I wasn't told much about it, apart from, you're going to do this Levi's campaign. And it was just literally off Liverpool Street, near Brick Lane. So anyway, did the shoot, was treated well. It was difficult because we had to stand on this box, and they had this Perpex it's called, this white sheet. And it was like we were all walking on the pavement, pushing each other behind. And we had to keep stepping forward. It was a good shoot. And when the shoot came out, there was billboards of me and the other people, but in the shop windows. And I'm talking, it was all across Yorkshire, London, England. And I remember walking into the shop, and I'm like, the guy goes, "Oh, that's you, that's you, that's you." And I'd get my free pair of jeans, which was nice. And it was nice to be one of the first black faces for Levi's, and to be one of the young dudes for Levi's. And to see that in Oxford Street, around London, and up north, it was good, but it was also overwhelming for me. Yeah. Self-conscious image. I mean, at one time when I was modeling in the industry, I had a moment where dreads were in and I wanted to have dreads, and it was prohibited for me to have dreads, and I rebelled, and as soon as I started to grow my dreads, I was no longer booked, and I realized I was not being booked, work was not coming in. And then a couple of years later down the line, I decided to get rid of my dreads. I was booked. There will always be a favoritism of white models in the industry. When you go to a casting, a black man is compared to the white guy, and then the black guy is compared to the black guy, and then they will select who suits the white guy better, because if you're a catwalk model or photographic model, like when I went for Vogue, there was a lot of people, I'm talking over about 500 people, guys of all races, and you go up the stairs and you stand there and they will put you against a white guy, a mixed race guy, and then they'll take the Polaroid front shot, side shot, and then you get a call telling you whether you've got it or not, and that's how it works in the industry. And favoritism in terms of race is still there, as far as I'm concerned, and how it affected me. Sometimes I was annoyed. I was quite annoyed. I was quite upset. And before you get there, you'd hesitate, because you know, when you get to the casting, you'll see all the guys and you think, oh God, right, look at him, he's better than me. You start to doubt yourself, you start to question yourself. But back in those days, they'd put the two black guys together, then you would go away and then they'll put you next to the white guy. And then you'd kind of get a feeling that you're getting somewhere, or something's happening, it's going to happen. And that was it like for me with the Vogue. It was like, put next to the white guy, then put next to a black guy, then a mixed race guy, then they took the picture. And then I remember when I got the call, we've got the Vogue, and I jumped up saying, yeah, I got the Vogue shoot. So that was it. That's how it works. Definitely, I would say I'm strong-minded and strong willpower. In this industry, you have to be, and it's harsh because everybody doesn't want to be rejected, and rejection will definitely knock your confidence. And you have to be quite strong-minded and strong-willed. In this business, there's a lot of rejections. Not just also rejection, but there's a lot of pressure on maintaining your body, to your skincare, to your image. Yeah, so you become self-conscious, but you have that strong willpower. The fashion industry is so diverse now. From gender to race, culture, it's mixed. It's more or less wear what you like, as long as you look good in it, I suppose. But for me, where your sexuality comes into it, it doesn't matter now whether you're gay, heterosexual, or bisexual. It's about how you wear the clothes, not the clothes wearing you. And I think, everybody wants to be individual, everybody wants to look different, and the only way you can achieve that, if you can design your own, or if you've got a designer who you can afford to create your image, or you've got your own style that you can put pieces and bits and pieces together. But to me, it depends on the individual how they want to look. I find that some men are more open to fashion trend and looking so totally different, where women today are quite diverse and they look so different and they have more opportunities. They did, but there's more opportunities for men now to dress freely and openly. I do feel the fashion industry can be much better and more inclusive for all diverse and produce, let's say, give people opportunities to identify who they are. It depends on the individual designer, it depends on the publication, it depends on the whole industry and what they want to portray. It's all about what's current, what's the current trend, what's the current model or the current look, whether it's black, whether it's white. You look around, you're starting to see a lot of mixed race models on billboards or TV or or on the buses. So it's starting to broaden its horizon, but there's a very limited in terms of black male models, and there isn't a super black male model. There was one, Tyson, but since then there's been none. Edward's done well. I mean, from ID to Vogue, and now he's opening the windows of opportunities to bring in different diversity into Vogue. He had Oprah Winfrey, then he had Rihanna. So he's done well. He's done well for himself and getting an OBE, which is excellent. I mean, he's making a mark for diversity, and I congratulate him.